Welcome, everybody. This is Off Script with Super E. I'm your host, A-Train. And the other dude on the screen, that's the legendary, the incomparable, the king of undercover, Super
I thought you was
E.
going to say the incompetent. I'm glad you said
I should have added one more little adjective there. No, not incompetent, incomparable.
Thank you, A-Train.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. If we don't stroke each other, we'll never be stroked.
Yeah,
Wait, hold on a minute. Wait a
yeah,
minute. I didn't mean that.
yeah.
That's not what
Okay.
I meant. All right. Okay. Subject change. What do you got for us, Super E?
Well, I'm going to talk about a little incident that happened to my truck driving friend, Derek. He told me he
Okay.
was at not too long ago, he was at the truck stop. That's always a great place to hang around and meet the best people. But
I love a good truck
yes, he talks about when he goes into the bathroom, he sees piles of toilet paper with fecal matter on it thrown on the floor next to the toilet. So I don't know what's going on at the truck stops, but he's at the truck stop filling up, and he noticed there was a
Okay.
guy filling up on the pump on the opposite side of him. And
All right.
he's kind of a lean looking guy in his 30s, kind of scary looking. He looked like Travis Bickle from Taxi Driver.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah, creepy.
yeah, and
Okay.
he's one of these truck drivers that hauled bulls, cattle cross country, long haul truckers. And I guess I
Okay.
guess some of them, not all of them, can be kind of weird, creepy. So he's talking to this guy, besides kind of scaring him from his Travis Bickle appearance, seems like an okay guy. Then he looks at Derek and just changes the subject from what they're talking about. He goes, "Do you like toothpick?" Derek's like, "Did he say toothpick? What?" And the guy goes again, "Do you like toothpick?" And Derek goes, "Yeah, toothpick. Okay, you'd like to suck on a toothpick." Now Derek's thinking, "Okay, where are we going for this? Is this a metaphor for me having to bend down and give him head?" He goes, and so he goes, "I'm really scared right now." And the guy goes, "You won't give you a toothpick for you to suck on." And he pulls out this little metal special canister like flax thing. It's like, these must be important toothpicks. So he hands it to Derek and goes, "Here, take it." So Derek's trembling hand takes the toothpick and he goes, "Suck on it. You want to suck on it?" And he goes, "Man, I'll get to it later." He goes, "You'll like sucking on it." And the guy just jumped into a semi and took off. And Derek's sitting there, he's like going, "Oh my God, thank God he didn't offer me dental floss. Maybe that was a code word for anal beads."
Oh, God.
I was like, "What?" So he's kind of freaked out by this. So he gets on the internet and consults, checks on toothpicks, long haul truckers. And I guess what they like to do is dip these toothpicks in methamphetamine and suck on them as they're traveling cross country. So, as terrifying as he thought the guy wanted him to perform fellatio on him at the truck stop, the other thought of just sticking a toothpick in your mouth and then losing your shit and driving your semi 100 miles an hour, he was like, "Holy shit." But he was like, "Oh my
Wow.
God."
So, okay, see, you're educating me. So that seems to be a common thing for truckers. I'm sorry, not all
Not
truckers. We
all of
love
them. Not
truckers,
all. Nope.
but a, a certain demographic of truckers, they dip these toothpicks in meth, and that keeps them going for the long haul, huh?
Exactly. And so he's not been a trucker long, so it's kind of new to him.
He's learning the trucker life, not lifestyle, the ins and outs of some darker, nefarious type trucking
Some of
stuff.
the code of the truckers that you saw in Jay and Silent Bob Fight Back. Remember that movie?
I don't. I do not.
Well,
I don't.
George Carlin, they were hitchhiking, and George Carlin was hitchhiker. and told him, hey, if you have to get a ride with the trucker, you got to give up the head.
Oh, God
Yeah.
almighty. Oh, I loved George Carlin. R.I.P. George.
Yes.
Uh, so, so I'm going to assume good buddy Derek threw that toothpick away, did not
Yes, he broke it in
slap
half
on.
and threw it down and denounced it. But
Wow. Well, I mean, that was very nice of that cattle hauler to, meet a new friend,
yeah,
give him a toothpick soaked in meth.
yeah, soaked in meth and possibly have his new friend Derek act like a lunatic and end up in jail.
Wow. Wow. Well, in your Vice days, you spent a little time at truck stops, didn't you?
Yeah, it was always an unpleasant experience.
And your main target of your investigations were generally what they called lot lizards.
Yes,
Is that correct?
yes, there was quite a few, but the one that I talked about in our earlier podcast, I think I did when I was just driving around in my old Oldsmobile, and
Uh
I
huh.
remember I saw that girl. She was running and diving under cars, and then I saw the
Yes.
lot security guys in their uniforms that looked like Mexican generals chasing after her, and she jumped in my car. And she goes,
Yes.
thanks for saving me. Hey, I know you ain't the police. You want me to give you head for $20? I'm like, sure. Oh, I am the police.
Go right into that. Tell and our listeners are pretty worldly, but explain what a lot lizard is again.
It's the girls that just roam around the lots of the truck stops offering sex for money. And some of them, the truck stops, there might be one or two truck stops in an area. And then you got tons of the lowest bottom of the barrel motels. And the girls will stay in
Uh huh.
motels. And some of them carry around their own CBs so they can talk to the guys on the CB and
Wow.
set up dates and stuff. And then you got drug dealers doing the same thing. They also hang around the
Oh,
truck stops so they can peddle their drugs. So
right. Right. So we've covered some truck stop stuff in our previous podcast. There's a there is an episode where I was bringing my lovely daughter back from college on the East Coast, and we made a point. We did a little podcast as we visited truck stops from the East Coast back to our Midwest beloved town. And now, here's the deal. If you want to hear that episode along with a couple others, you got to hit that subscribe button.
there you
It's
go.
bonus feature. So if you want to hear some more of that stuff, hit that subscribe button. Ain't that right, Super E?
That's right. You know, you
Okay. All right.
you know, how many minutes are we in?
No, hell, just keep talking. It
Okay,
don't
because
matter.
when Derek brought up the thing about the anal or butt beads, that reminded me of many years ago, over 30 years ago, when I was, driving around doing the Vice thing in an old '68 Chevy Caprice. I
Okay.
was up patrolling in an area on the northwest side where they were complaining about prostitutes, and this was in a residential neighborhood. This wasn't on the main drag
Hmm.
hot dog stand. But on the northwest side, you'd have girls walking around 29th, 30th, an area called Clifton. And I was cruising around,
Hmm.
and some dude, he saw me going around the block, come around, looking around, don't see nothing, come around again. He flags me down. Old dude. They called him Old Heads. He flags me down, jumps in my car, and goes, man, what you out doing? And I said, I'm just looking for some girl that I met around here not too long ago. He goes, man, you look like that dude that rides a motorcycle on the TV show. And I go, Chips? He goes, yeah, I'm going to call you Punch. I said, and he goes, nice to meet you, Punch. You can call me Ajax. I said, okay, Ajax, well, what's up? And he goes, well, I know what you're out looking for. You're looking for something, aren't you? Yeah, why are you looking for that girl? And I thought, well, I'm just going to go with it. I said, man, she gave me the best head I ever had. So I was, kind of got a craving for it. So I thought I'd come up and look for her. What was her name? So I had to make up, just some stupid name, Her name was Shirley. And he goes, I think I know
Uh-huh.
her. And I'm thinking, I don't think you know her because I just made it up. But he's trying to scam me. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to get my money,
Uh-huh.
scam me, take off running, or whatever he's doing. But then he started into this. He goes, so you're looking for some of that sweet head, right, Punch? I said, sure am, Ajax. He goes, I got the girl for you. But he goes, man, do you like to try new things, Punch? I go, and then I'm starting, my hairs on my neck are starting to raise up, such as what, Ajax? He goes, well, I want you to open your mind way open, way wide, and try something new. And I go, okay, Ajax, that wouldn't involve anything between me and you. No, not between me and you and this girl that I know. And she's got a special trick. So I want you to open your mind up and think about this. And I'm going to say 2 words to you. I said, go ahead. He goes, butt beads. And I said, what? He goes, butt beads. I go, Ajax, what the hell are butt beads? He goes, oh, man, my girl Dolores, what she'll do is she'll start sucking on your dick, and then she'll take these beads. They look like big pearl necklace beads. It's about 6 feet long. And she just crams it up your ass. And I'm like, man, I don't like where Ajax is going with this. And then she goes, right when you get to that, right when you hit that point of pleasure, she just rips it right out. And I go, man, I don't like ripping and rectal all in the same word. I go, I don't know about that, AJ. He goes, here's what you're going to do, Punch. How much you want to pay for it? I said, I normally pay $30 for the head. You give me 40 because $10 for the butt beads. You just give me that money, and I'm going to go right up between that house because I got to go through the back door. I said, yeah, I don't think I'm going to do that. Then I said, so what you're trying to tell me, Ajax, is that you're going to get me a girl. She's going to provide sex for me for monetary compensation with an extra $10 for butt beads. And then she's going to rip them out of my rectum. I'm going to love it. But you're going to be the one setting this up. And he goes, 10-4. And I said, well, sounds like a good deal. But Ajax, unfortunately, that makes you promoting prostitution. So we zapped him for promoting prostitution. And guess what I found out? Prosecutors,
What?
they didn't like filing charges of promoting prostitution. They booted him, they let him go. So I was like, oh, well, it is what it is. But you know what? I got a funny memory from meeting Ajax.
Absolutely. And I'm sorry, did you say he said that these anal beads, the string was 6 feet long?
Yeah.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, 6 feet long. She crammed it in there. And he went like this. He went, oh, it feels so good.
You know, I'm not into any of that stuff, but 6 feet sounds like a pretty lengthy strand of anal beads.
You know what? That's the same distance as a point guard, shooting guard in the NBA. They're generally about 6 feet or so. That's a long list of beads.
So that's like cramming a point guard up your ass.
Exactly. That's like Steve Nash coming out. Steve Nash.
Oh, yeah, that I don't like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. No, I don't like it. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We started out, you know, we kind of kept a theme, I guess. We started out with the truck stop and the toothpick dipped in meth, and then ended up with the dude trying to set up a deal where you'd get some anal beads pulled out your ass.
Classic.
Okay. So we've covered some distance on that one.
Yes.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and let our listeners go lay down after hearing this and give them a break. Yes, give them a break, and I want them to come back immediately and listen to the next episode.
And 4.
All right. Okay. See you, Super E.
See you, A-Train. Adios.
Bye.
Bye.